start of the new episode. Don't want to do this. I don't have to run anything, but I should be running like 16 to 20 miles today. Had a really awful week. Exhausted, emotionally drained. And yeah, I didn't train as much as I should have this week. But I just keep reminding myself this thing is a grind. And the last time I checked in, I think I had like a real positive. So yeah, see what we can do today. I don't have the dog. I'm just going to try to get out there and disassociate for a while. But this is the reality of training. It's not just like, oh, I'm so happy I'm PRing everything. Like this is probably going to suck, and maybe it won't, but the mindset I have or mentality I have right now is like pretty much under the core of the earth. But here we go. All right, getting ready for some speed work, and I thought it would be a good time to go over the shoes that I'm wearing. There are a lot of shoes here, and I will fully acknowledge that this is not necessary for most people. But let's start off with the white Clifton 9s. Anybody with a brain knows that white is just fast. So the Clifton 9s here I'm using for speed work, treadmill, outside, etc. My other pair of road shoes are the Rincon 3s. Quite a bit of miles on these guys, but they're just really light, pretty like minimalist. I know there is a decent cushion here, but these are just like very, very light shoes. For the trail here, I have quite a bit of the same color, it appears, but these are the Tecton 2s. I decided to pick these up. They're on clearance this year. These guys do have a carbon plate in them, so essentially what that means is you're going to get a lot more responsiveness in your run. I definitely noticed that when I run with these, but I do find that the distance I can put on these is a little bit more limited than maybe the next three I'll get into, but definitely a fan of these. Way cheaper than the 3s that are out. With any kind of longer run, or if my legs are feeling pretty tired, I'll wear the Challenger 7s here. So I have a couple different pairs. These are quite old. There's literally holes in them. Also, someone made a comment about how I don't show shoes dirty. So this is about as raw as it gets. I did not clean any of these. And then finally the Speed Goats. So I have the 6s and the 5s here. This is my favorite color of the 5s, and then I just actually broke out the 6s yesterday for my first run in those. Definitely noticed the difference. You can even just see the difference in the ankle support. It's a bit more narrow on the 6 versus the 5. Obviously these have more miles, but like, you know, it's noticeable. Then the other thing that they worked on, the 5s here have a issue with the toe box tearing right here, and the seams seem to be a lot better so far. But yeah, so this is what I'm kind of working with in terms of shoes. I am a Hoka guy, but I don't exclusively run in Hokas. I have a pair of La Sportivas that I'll mix in every once in a while for like smaller winter runs. Hoka just works for me. I am not sponsored by them. I pay for all these shoes. This is just what I've found works for me over the years. And I guess in terms of how I get to that point, I'm usually running in something about 450 miles into each pair. I'm a little bit bigger of a dude, so I'm not getting 600 miles. Also, I do think that you need to be very careful with how many miles you're putting into shoes, especially trail running, because the technical terrain, like if you lose, you know, the lugs on the bottoms of these as an example, the Speed Goat goes from something that you trust in basically anything to you could get into a really dangerous situation. I feel like a lot of my check-ins have been like negative vibes, and about 4 miles into my 6-mile run with my sweet angel, and I'm feeling really good. And it's like, this is the feeling that you chase when you're training. And you know it's there. It's like hidden in a stack of wood. And you gotta sort through all the rotten logs to find the really good ones. All right, bye.
My calves.
Morning, headed down to Wolf Creek, one of my favorite spots to snowboard, probably my favorite spot to snowboard actually in Colorado. And yeah, so this is kind of like a day that in the next couple months, these Saturdays will definitely be more devoted to longer runs. But for the winter, it's time for me to try to keep morale up. I like to pretend that snowboarding does anything for me running wise. I doubt that it does. But yeah, excited for the day. Should be, I don't know about full-blown powder, but at least very soft, so pumped for it. Definitely went a little too hard today. Snow is good, but now I have to deal with tired legs on my long run tomorrow, which is kind of strategy, but we'll see you tomorrow. My sweet angel, she always has to make a little contact with you. See how she'll do on the run tomorrow. I'm gonna deem today's long run edging the High Lonesome course. Absolutely beautiful views. My plan is to basically run this county road here for 16 miles with Aria. Probably will pop back here for a little bit, but man, am I really excited to get up onto this course. That is a wrap on this week. That run was ugly. I was pretty negative. I didn't love it, but in the least toxic positive way I can put it, like those kind of runs. So I did 16, Aria did 13. The wind at the end, I don't think did any justice. It was just whipping right in my face. Like the mountains being like, yeah, you're not ready yet. Yeah, like those days are good for your brain because there are gonna be many hours, many miles during these ultras, whatever your distance is, you're just gonna be like, nah, I don't wanna be here. So that's the way I like to look at it. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Let me know what you want me to cover. I'm thinking about doing some what's in my vest kind of stuff and then more specific training. But yeah, just drop a comment. Let me know what you want. All right. See ya.